Howard, my dad was T-boned by a utility vehicle. What should I do?
Aiken Law is injury law made personal. If you've been hurt at work, in a car accident, or suffered a medical mistake, call 312-6-million.
Take control of that game.
Yeah, a special 5 minutes. Yeah, can't make much more of an impact on a game than that in such a quick span. So it's great to see him do it. Oh yeah, that spot, was strong. He's really tough on lefties, and we had a row of lefties, and position there to fire off all those guys. And those all guys starting with Q that we really like in those spots, especially against lefties. Q had a nice swing on the ball. Grizzly did a nice job hitting that ball hard. Bobby Witt makes a good play, and then obviously Derek with a big swing.
You've been part of a platoon before. Just how tough is it for Derek to kind of be ready for those moments? Even if they're can come between games or sitting on the bench for a while.
Yeah, that's a really tough part of the job. You don't know when these opportunities are going to come, and sometimes there's a lot of space in between opportunities, and you just got to stay ready. And Derek does a great job. Making sure that he's prepared, the things that he does before the game and then during the game to put himself in a position to take advantage of opportunities.
Seems like the underreported part of your team all year has been the defense certainly show up.
Yeah, that's a big part of our game, and that's an area in which we want to always be improving, and certainly the way that we constructed the roster, the way that the Getsy went out and got guys, that's really a priority for us, and we're seeing it pay off.
Will, Brian Hudson was even part of your team during spring training, and now he's arguably one of your most valuable relievers. Can you talk about his progression from coming to the end of camp to now closing out injuries for him?
Yeah, it's really amazing, and he's had a lot of success in this league, and then trying to find his way again. And we saw him last year and the impact he had on the field and in the clubhouse, and so to get him is a huge move for us. And then things that he's done, being really aggressive with the four-seam fastball has really got him back into that form, and it's been incredible what he's done.
What were some of the conversations along the way with kind of Fetty getting 80 pitches and taking him out, and kind of the different leverage that you guys used tonight with Taylor and Dominguez?
Yeah, we're just trying to find a way to get to the end there, and just thinking twice in that spot against the lefties. Maybe they make some moves, open some things up for righties down the road. So yeah, just kind of had to hand it from one guy to the other.
That was good. I love this team. I love winning. So I mean, any way you can help in a team win is all you can ask for in a day. So looking to go win a game tomorrow, and yeah.
Your personality is pretty much inspiring to the other people here. Has it always been the way since you've been a little kid? Is it just some kinetic thing that it connects with your teammates?
Yeah, I mean, energy's big. I love this game. I love winning. I love my teammates here. I love the city. So we know what we're playing for. It's a lot more than for ourselves, and we're playing for each other every day. And so that's the energy is it's natural. It's easy when you come into this locker room. And, you got this group of guys. So I can't thank them enough for allowing my personality to come out like that.
How electric was what Derek did in the 8th inning, and then the 9th inning, the really big defense.
Yeah, I can't say enough, good stuff about Derek. He's the man. Talk to him every day about at-bats, and, that was unbelievable what he does. That guy prepares with the best of him every day. He's one of the most professional players I've ever played with, and, he's a dog. And, you saw that today and what he can do on a field. So, as cool as that home run was, I love that diving catch. Everyone out here is laying their bodies on the line every single day for this team and for this city. So, we love playing.
With the intensity that you show on the bench, and in particular after your home run, what is it like in here after wins?
I mean, winning's everything. Again, going back to, we know what we're playing for this year, and it's a lot more than ourselves. It's about each other. It's about everyone in here, and it's about, the city and this organization. So, we're going to show up every day and fight like it's our last.
And to win against a divisional opponent is very important.
100%. We're trying to just take care of, we're trying to win against anyone. It doesn't matter who's on the other side. We're coming up and we're going to play our game and do what we can do to, go help win a game.
Derek's sitting on the bench for 7 innings before he comes in, and he's locked in right away. How does that kind of speak to how everyone's kind of bought into their roles here?
It's competing, energy, competing every single day. Not giving away an at bat, a pitch. it's what we, you know, thrive on in this clubhouse, and we talk about every day is just not giving anything away, and we're going to fight, you know, for 9 innings. It's a long game, and you know, you get down early and, you know, go win the later innings.
Is there a championship belt? Is there a crown? Is there anything similar about the celebrations after you guys win?
You know, we turn on some good songs and dance and, you know, enjoy it. You know, it's hard to win in the big leagues, so, you know, you got to enjoy each one, and but you got to move on and, you know, go win a game tomorrow.